So, welcome to the most recent version of the episode of the Ridecast. Today, I have a different partner with me. I have Brenda Zimmerman Thorpe, known as Coach Brenda, and I'm going to have her introduce herself in a second. But we talk about our bikes real quick. So, Shuttle LT, running mullet, and I have the Neo Live coil and the Bosch race motor. 160 rear travel, 170 front, and it's a whole lot of fun. Coach Brenda is on the Rocky Mountain Instinct Power Play. This is the full power version, so 108 newton meters of torque, and 140 rear travel, 150 front, so it's a pretty rad all-arounder. I like to call it the creme brulee, or the chocolate-covered banana.
I like bananas and chocolate. Sounds perfect.
They're delicious. How would we not?
Just add peanut butter.
There you go. That would be a good, some maybe peanut butter highlights to it. Yeah. Okay, so Brenda, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and why we have you on the Ridecast today?
Hey, thanks so much, Spencer. I'm here because I love to ride bikes. I love to help other people ride bikes, believe in themselves, and have fun in the woods.
Yeah. So why do we call you Coach Brenda?
Oh, great question. So I'm kind of addicted to playing in the woods. In the wintertime, I teach ski lessons out in Park City, Utah, and I've been in the industry since the late 80s doing that. Well, when mountain bikes became invented and people started liking riding mountain bikes in the woods, I learned that was a lot of fun, and why not become a coach and get professional certifications for that?
Okay.
So I have done that, and currently my level 2 technical and air through PIMBA and Global Syndicate, also BICP, and a lead instructor for Ninja when they need me for weekends in the country. Why I love to coach is I love to help people be able to ride with more confidence and safely and do things that they never thought they could, but still use good judgment.
Yeah.
And that goes a long way.
And so you do a number of clinics, and are mostly around the Midwest, is that correct?
Mostly, and I do travel around the country for special projects, whether it's out east, out west, or Bentonville. A lot of private things. I do probably about 90% of the work I do is private clinics or private sessions, one-on-one or for couples or small groups. And I really enjoy that, and I appreciate building those relationships and help other people believe in themselves.
Awesome. So you've run clinics around here, and there's a couple of other coaches that have helped you. One of a previous Ramba board member, Deb Leaf, and then Kim, who's just a great personality, super fun to be around. And what are you doing there? What are those clinics called? What are they all about?
Oh yeah, great question. So thanks for asking. How I got started regionally here is doing a lot of regional clinics through mountain bike clubs. For example, here in the area you've heard of NTN.
Yeah.
So they run their own branded clinic to get more people into the sport. Also Camba, there's Camba North and Camba South, Copper Harbor.
And Camba, that's in Cable
Yeah,
area, correct?
yeah. So there's one in like Cable Hayward area and another one up by Mount Oshawa Bay in the Bayfield area. So these regional clinics are ways that many of us coaches get hired and work and help spread the stoke at those regional clinics. A lot of those are women's only.
Okay.
And truth be told, Deb Leaf really had the idea about 5 years ago and said, you know what, I go on these Wednesday Ramba rides, and these guys are saying, you do all these really fun things for ladies, but why don't you do any clinics for us?
Yeah.
And she asked me about it, and I said, you know what, you're absolutely right. I think we should find a way to put on co-ed or all are welcome type of events that would be fun and create fellowship with bicycles. So For the Love of Bikes was established around May of 2021 as a result of gentlemen wanting to have a good time riding their bikes too.
That's super cool.
So the first one we did was actually right here at Ramba.
Okay.
And it went famously well, and for some reason when we do it in the end of September, it's usually so beautiful with all the leaves at the Hob Trailhead.
Yeah.
And it's just been a wonderful opportunity to be on the Ramba trails and create that fellowship and a lot of laughter in the woods. rides, and
Cool.
so that's how we started. So today, Deb and I are the co-founders of For the Love of Bikes.
Yep.
I'm the official owner operator for it, and we have 20 coaches spread all over the country, actually, working our regional trail communities by becoming business sponsors for those local trails, putting dollars back into the trails, and trying to be involved in weekly rides and in building up the community so that we can have sustainable partnerships.
Awesome. Well, that's a lot of cool information, and some of it I didn't even know. Right? So, hey, thanks for teaching me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what we're gonna do is go ride some trails.
All right.
Now, and we're gonna talk about kind of the main reason. One of the main reasons. We'll hit a few different subjects, I'm sure, but one of the main subjects that we plan to talk about is the growth of women in the mountain biking industry these days. We're not only seeing it like from a professional level, but there are so many more women getting on bikes, finding mountain biking, and not all of them at a young age. Like, they're coming into it past their prime, as some might say.
Right.
And you're going to be able to give us way more information about that. But so the idea today is that we're going to talk about what's behind that, or what you think is behind that, what you're hearing from people coming in. And then, people don't know, but I have 3 daughters, no sons. And so, like, me watching my girls develop their own interests. I've got one that's very into mountain biking. I've got one that's very into running, and one that was very into basketball and softball. So just to see these different personalities coming through, and what draws people to each thing. So we'll talk about that a little bit. So let's get riding.
Sounds great.
And then, we're going to do some chatting.
Okay.
So how many women's only clinics would you say you're doing a year now versus when you started?
So today is probably every single weekend, and some weekdays and some weeknights, from May through October.
Okay.
Constantly.
Okay, so
Constantly. So very busy with the women's only, continues to be thriving and doing well, and branch out occasionally, and quite the minority of mixed open clinics or even youth specific camps.
okay. And
So
when you first started doing the women's clinics, then how many would you do in a year, would you say?
probably 4 or 5.
Okay, so the numbers have drastically increased.
It's huge.
Yeah. Okay, that's a substantial increase.
Oh, it is. And many individuals, it's not a one and done. It's, hey, I want to learn the foundations and build my confidence, and then come back and do some more intermediate learning. Or, hey, I want to learn how to do drops. I want to learn how to jump.
Yeah. So it's not like you're seeing people for the first time and then they don't come back. How many times would you say women are coming back for a second or third clinic?
I'd say individuals will usually do 2 or 3 a year easily.
Okay.
And some individuals that are, how do I say, they have big goals, they will do even weekly privates as well.
Little rock drop right here.
All right. And I think it's great too when I can be very specific, understanding what are those goals.
Yeah.
And maybe some of the goals are a little more long-term, but give us a chance to kind of whittle away at meeting the athlete where he or she is at and take them further with slow, safe progressions that are going to build confidence.
And that's, I like, the word progression is probably one of my favorites. I coach a development race team that has boys and girls from ages 11 on up to 18, and to see the progression that some of these young riders are going through in just one season, how quickly they developed from being nervous about hitting some of these roots
Yes.
to sending it off that rock drop.
Yes.
Or wanting to do big things like the Margie Gessick 50.
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah, the progression is a really neat thing. So when you're talking to you know, the people at your clinics, the females, what is the driving force behind them wanting to get into mountain biking?
It is the fellowship and the fun. So being able to get on a bike and be with some friends and get a little spicy, do some things that are hard, and accomplishing things that used to be really challenging or even considered not even possible to crushing a very small goal and then craving more, overcoming more challenges. And doing it together, spreading the stoke, and just there's a whole bunch of giggling that happens in the woods. And it's infectious, you know, everybody wants to do it, and we encourage each other and just create this magical, fun energy.
Yeah.
And you just don't get enough of it. So for example, that first clinic I mentioned where Deb Leaf brought up the idea about starting our own clinics that's open and inclusive to everyone.
Yep.
That was my first time doing a Canva clinic. And to truth be told, Lori Hausworth of NTN is the one who asked me to come and coach at that time. And it was my first time coaching on the circuit with all these other ladies who've been doing it a lot longer.
Hello.
Hi.
Good.
And anyway, went and did that, and it went great. In fact, I came home and I was still tingling of joy and excitement on how fun it was to invest time with these group of ladies and in the groups, several groups of us coaches. I think there was 8 coaches, and each of us had roughly 6 to 8 ladies.
Okay.
And the assistants and everybody that's behind the scenes to make this happen. How much energy was created that everybody was welcome and did something that they never thought they could do. And I just sat there tingling for like days thinking, this is such a magical thing. I want to do a lot more of this, and I need this in my life.
Yeah.
And that's when I decided, you know what? I'm going to invest. I'm not sure what it all looks like, but I'm going to start investing in professional bike instructor certifications that were at so much higher of a level as I know now to what even I was getting through NICA level 1, 2, 3. It was surprising how much further in depth you could go to really help people as a coach, as a guide, and even understand some basic first aid and maintenance.
Sure, yeah. So my assumption is that, and my assumption as a guy is that a lot of females maybe got into mountain biking or started trying mountain biking because of a spouse, a significant other, a love interest, because the person that they were dating or interested in or married to was already riding, and that's what got them to start trying it. How often do you think that's the case versus that they're more getting into it because some of their peers are now into it?
Yeah, I'm just rolling this off my gut because I haven't done any scientific data, but I would say maybe 80% is because a partner, spouse, whatever does it or is interested in it, or they want to meet somebody like that. Yeah. You know, so, but I'm curious if there was some data. I think recently, this year, for example, there have been such an influx of new riders wanting to do it just to fit in and have a girls' night.
Yeah.
And I think it's awesome.
Right.
Or they start with the girls' night and realize, oh, I need some skills so I can keep up.
Yep.
So that's my 2 cents for now.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think while you may not have empirical data, you've got like how many people that you've talked to and touched through your coaching,
Yes.
and you get to hear some of their stories.
Yes.
People love sharing their stories, right?
And it's just awesome to keep spreading the stoke and building them up and celebrating those wins that they accomplish. Like, that's how I'll end every session, whether it's a day or it's a weekend, is we always take a look back and say, hey, what are you proud of? Or what's something that you're going to continue to work on? Or what's that aha moment?
Right. Yeah, it's always nice to end on a positive note.
Yeah.
Even if you have some constructive criticism at the end, to be able to give the constructive criticism and then like concentrate on the positive thing. It's like, have you ever gone golfing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very poorly.
Right. But that's the thing. Why do you keep going back to it at times?
I don't.
Well, anymore. No, not with biking. It's hard to, right? But like, what kept you going back even if you weren't good at it? For me, it was like, man, I would hit that one good shot here and there.
Yeah, like 1 out of 50 was great.
Yeah. And you're like, I gotta go back.
And it was at the driving range, not when I needed it.
But that's the feeling. Like, if you leave them with that feeling at the end of the session or the practice or whatever it is, I feel like that's the thing that makes them want to come back.
Yeah, it is.
The positive affirmation, the like, okay, maybe their big goal was to ride over that route that has always scared them.
Right.
To where a bunch of people who are experienced don't even look at that route anymore.
Right.
But for them, that's like, oh my gosh. And then they do that, or like a little succession of routes on a descent.
Right. Well, I have a perfect example of that.
Okay.
Monday, I had 2 different groups that I was working with. One
Yep.
was a bunch of ladies from Minneapolis area, and they were pretty shreddy ladies. They had different coaches at Canva, and they said, we hired you because we heard you and your group were having a lot of fun, and we want you to coach us.
Yeah.
So I said, okay. And they wanted jumps and drops and started to do some shreddy things. And, you know, they could all really ride. They had great coaches and they were well on their way, but they wanted to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
And I said, well, here's the thing. At For the Love of Bikes, here's how we roll. We pre-ride, re-ride, free ride, and we work on safe progressions with the 3 C's. Being consistent, getting comfortable, and doing it correctly.
Yes.
All right? So I said, before we're gonna go huck it off a 10-foot drop, we're going to get really good at 12 inches. And we're gonna get a lot of repetition, and we're gonna do it correctly. So anyways, that went really well. After the end of that 7-hour all-day session, we did some trail application.
Yep.
And one of the ladies that helped found it and shape what it was going to be rode something on a blue trail she had never ridden before and said, I'd never done that. I didn't even think about it. Because we covered stability and balance and everything else we did, I was prepared.
Yeah.
And you know, it was interesting because this is a group that was doing next level learning, more advanced learning, but it was something in the foundations about footwork and stability and balance and keeping eyes up that helped her accomplish that goal.
Nice.
It was a game changer.
So yeah, I mean, that's like, stories like that are awesome when they're like, oh, my first time ever doing that. And to see it's something that's totally like freaked them out for years. So that's really cool. I know my wife this year finally rode into the Matthews Iron Cross rock roll without being scared. She was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm just gonna go do it.
Yeah.
And she just ripped through it.
Dang. Dang.
Didn't think about being scared, just like, I got this.
Yeah.
And for her, like the way she's jumping up and down, celebrating that win.
It's huge.
It is. It is.
I mean, that could have been her best moment of the year. Who knows how long she was looking at that thing.
Right. So to be able to be with her and encourage her and cheer her on and like jump up and down with her,
Yeah.
you know, to share in that moment is really cool. And I think that's really cool about what, you know, you're doing with your coaching and for the love of bikes is you're getting these people and you're getting to share those moments with them.
Right.
And it's that stuff, like, yeah, I don't remember every ride where I was really fast on a segment or just felt really strong the whole ride. But I sure as heck remember those rides where a friend, my family member, whatever, somebody new to a group ride does something that they didn't think they would normally do, but because they were in a group and did it. Like, I remember those moments so much more clearly than any of like my own perceived accomplishments. So that's really cool to be able to share that.
Yeah.
So what's the most common response you get or story for like women getting into the site into riding? Like, what would you say are the top, I don't know, 3 reasons people found mountain biking, or once they found it, why they found the love in there? What does it do for them?
Oh yeah, so this is a great question, and it's ever changing as well, but here's the top answers I can think of at the moment. One, it's you know, their partner usually is a rider and wants them to ride, and I've seen this go both ways. Yep. Sometimes it's the lady, and you know, she wants to get the husband into it. So I've done tons of couples privates so that they can learn together from a third party and get along great.
And would you say that, so that's what like gets them to try it?
Yes, and gets to understand the foundations and how to do it safely so they can go and adventure and explore.
But what is it about it that they find draws them finally to it, to where they're like, you know what, even if my significant other stops doing this, I'm gonna continue.
Yeah,
because it gives me
I think it's the relaxation, it's the adrenaline, it's seeing new places, being in nature, slowing things down in a busy world today, where you can unplug and just find yourself and have some fun.
Yeah. I love the irony of saying unplug while we're on e-bikes.
Yeah. Second thing I see a lot of is folks want to get better and want to learn more skills because their kids are in a bike program and they want to keep up.
Yeah, that's one I didn't even really think about, but yes. Yep, we get it at the shop, and I didn't even think about it. Like parents buying bikes because their kid do it. Or an uncle or an aunt buys a bike because their niece or nephew does it. Yeah, okay. That's a great one.
And the third one, okay, got it.
Nice. That's kind of a sneaky thing.
Yeah.
All right, I got a little roll here. Yep.
The third one would be ladies wanting to ride with their friends. Ladies' night out. Woohoo!
Now, have you ever done that?
Nope.
Yes!
That was fun. I'm glad you didn't say much because I didn't want to stop.
Yeah. Just a little roll here.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take
so they're looking for girls' night out. And what I notice and have noticed in communities for a long time is these same ladies have whatever the adventure is.
Yeah.
This week it could be biking.
Yep.
Next time it could be hiking, snowshoeing, downhill skiing,
Yep.
backcountry camping. Just want to have a rad time.
Yeah.
And create fellowship, unplug and be in nature, and learn how to do skills like, you know, gosh, I know how to check the air pressure in my own tire.
Sure, yeah.
I know how to start a fire.
Yeah.
I know how to cook over an open flame. You know, all these really cool things.
Yeah, that most people, because most people,
Yeah.
we're going to pause here real quick, but
Okay.
because most people in our world, meaning United States, our world,
Yeah.
live in a metro type area. The densest populations are there. So those are skills like me starting a fire. Don't even think about it because of how I grew up, what I've lived through, where I've lived. I've lived in metro areas, but I grew up in a rural part of Minnesota.
Right.
We went to the boundary waters where you had to canoe in,
Yeah.
portage to the next lake, canoe, portage to the next lake, canoe, and we'd go in. Like, it would take us all day to get to a campsite.
Absolutely.
And it would take us all day to get back out.
Right.
So for me, I don't even think of it in that respect, but there's probably a lot of people that didn't grow up in a
Right.
rural area.
Exactly.
They're growing up in a metro area, and these are like really cool skills for them to learn. That's really awesome.
To that same end, it was really Coach Deb's idea when we started doing our own For the Love of Bikes clinics, and we still do today, is adding in, sometimes we've even done it at your shop when we're here in Ishpeming, but doing a basic mechanic. Like, what things do you need to clean on your bike? What things do you need to check? How do you change a flat tire, or how do you attend to it?
Yeah.
How do you put a chain back on? Like, what does all this suspension mean? Like, how does all this stuff work, you know? And how do you do a chain break and put it back together? So we always, on our 3-day clinics, offer an opportunity to get your hands on something, not just watch and listen.
Yeah.
And I think it's brilliant, and it just builds confidence and creates more questions. So that individuals can be like, yeah, I can learn. And I encourage them. I'm like, hey, go to your local bike shop and ask more questions.
Yeah.
You know, ask if you can,
Well, and hopefully
learn.
the
And
bike shops are going to be open to that, because there's
Right.
some who want to guard their secrets because we won't get the money anymore. Well,
Yeah.
there's always going to be stuff that is over a person's head. I've built race cars.
yeah,
I don't do all the work on my own cars because I don't have the tools. I
Right.
don't have the time. And I don't want to learn sometimes the new thing that I need to learn to take that vehicle apart and do this thing. And it's going to be that same way. The bike shop is just going to grow a relationship
you got it.
with those people. So we invite people to come back and see what we're doing on their bikes. They don't always like to see us taking a hammer to their $10,000 carbon bike. We're not hitting the frame, obviously, but we get
Right.
a bottom bracket out or something like
Right.
that. So, but it's to share that knowledge is not a big deal. So this next section of trail is going to be kind of a enduro-y style chunky descent.
Okay.
I'm going to go through it fairly quick. But there's, it's not overly difficult, but there's some pretty cool lines. And yeah, just stay with me as much as you can.
Okay.
Or maybe you'll find me on the ground, like writhing.
And hopefully neither one of us are on the ground. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's a really fun, like just rooty technical section. But you should be able to see lines through there just fine.
Okay.
Nothing that really is dangerous.
Okay.
No drops.
All right.
Gaps. Just good old fashioned Ramba fun.
Okay.
So this is Whiskey Trail for those who haven't seen it before. One of my favorites overall from a trail riding standpoint. I really dig the challenges that Whiskey gives us, whether it's the descents or the climbs. So it's super fun and rad. So now we'll wait for Coach Brenda. See how she handles this little last rocky bit, or rooty bit. All right, eyes forward and no front brake.
Woo! What was that? This one spooked me a little bit.
And it does. I'll show you the line though real quick.
Okay. Is it left then center or just hit it?
I mean, it's basically just, oh, shoot.
Okay.
See, and there I goofed it up. So what I do, I'm gonna come into it from just a slight bit back. So I'll come in straight down there.
Oh, okay.
And I'll use the rear brake to modulate, but I won't touch the front.
Yep.
And
okay.
it actually ends up being just a smooth ramp.
Yeah. Okay.
Let it roll and your tires don't slide. Beautiful. There you go.
Okay.
All right.
That was kind of fun.
So we have a different style of riding here in Rambo. We don't have a lot of drops.
Yeah.
We don't have jumps and tabletops and berms. There's a few trails, but they're pretty few and far between. But we have a whole lot of rooty and rocky technical, short, punchy climbs or descents. And sometimes it's just seeing that line to be comfortable on it. I have watched friends who are very good technical riders not roll into that and take a second run at it.
Oh yeah.
Or go over the handlebars.
Oh yeah.
At the bottom because they're using their
You
front
gotta
brake.
commit.
And not that we don't want to use our front brake, right? Like it does a vast majority of our stopping power, but we want to be able to use it to modulate things.
Ooh. I'm good. I'll give a little more space.
I can go up faster if you want. I
that's
just
all
like
right.
slow tech climbing because
You know what I should have
More
did? I
people have
should have
trouble
looked
with it.
a little
It's
further
funny.
ahead.
So my guess is I'm taking you on some stuff you've never been on.
Correct.
And one thing people think, if they're not experienced with e-bike,
Yeah.
is they think it's going to do all the work for you.
Oh no, it doesn't.
Nope. In fact, what I find is we have to be more technically sound,
Yeah.
especially on climbs,
Oh yeah.
because we have the power, but that means our front end will want to lift up. So
Yes.
we got to make sure that we're dropping our elbows, getting our chest over the bars, and then just staying seat planted in the seat
Yes.
and trusting the power is going to get you up and over something.
I had that happen last year here at Ramba in the fall. We did a co-ed clinic.
Yeah.
There was a gentleman, a senior gentleman on an e-bike, and we were actually, we were doing pedaling wheel lift and wheelies,
Yeah.
and he was on his e-bike, and boy, he had a real wild ride.
I bet he did.
Ended up having a pretty long wheelie, much more than expected, and popped back off his bike. So I'm glad he was safe, but boy, that was an eye-opener.
Yep. Yeah, they're a whole different animal.
It is. Oh gosh, we had a great time.
Good. Good, good, good.
Yeah, but I want to hit back to your comment about shops and building those relationships, if you don't mind. I hear this all the time, and there's a women's mountain bike Facebook page that's like, it's global, but it's mostly US riders with great questions and a variety of individuals that are just getting into it, as well as quite a few coaches pop on there. And it's all in line with getting people into the sport and answering the questions.
Yes.
The everyday questions, the difficult questions, in a very inclusive environment. And one of them that I see this trend over and over, not only on the page, but in person and at clinics, is bike shops aren't consistent. And what women are looking for is a bike shop they can trust.
Okay.
Build a relationship, learn how to even buy or try different bikes to figure out what's the right bike for the way they want to ride.
Right.
Because a lot of us, when we get started, we think a mountain bike is a mountain bike, and might think a mountain bike is something we used to go on a bike path.
Right.
And that's all cool, and it's great to ride, but as we know, they're very all different.
Yes.
It could be a short travel, it could be a hardtail, it could be a enduro bike, a dirt jumper,
Right.
you know, like an all-out downhill bike. I mean, there's so many different bikes, right? And yes, you need one of each or more. Just kidding. Would be nice. But anyway, for ladies, they're really looking for a shop that's going to take time to answer the questions and that they don't feel intimidated, you know, to even start to learn on, like, some local shops that I'm aware of will even make time to invite ladies in and have a night on, like, hey, here's how we fix a flat, here's how we fix a chain, hey, here's the basic things you want to clean on your bike, you know, after you have a good ride and it gets really dirty. Or, hey, here's suspension 101, this is what it feels like, what it means, you know, how do we set up your bike, or bike fits, what's the purpose? And, you know, ladies want to know those kind of things and don't want to be ashamed of having to ask.
Right.
You know,
and be made to feel like they're a lower class citizen or not educated, or
yeah, or just
whatever.
You know, don't want to be a bother, you know, but like just kind of like when ladies are getting excited, they just want to learn more, because it's kind of cool to be able to, you know, check things, fix things, you know, not to get over involved, but, you know, just what are some of the simple things. Or some ladies often don't know, oh, you mean you have to put sealant in more than once ever?
Right.
You know,
Right.
like,
Right.
so I mean, I'll be curious of your opinion, but I usually tell them that, hey, you know, depending on the sealant, I think it lasts somewhere between 4 to 6 months, but I'm not sure. So maybe ask.
Little step up here if you want.
Yeah, I said, maybe ask, you know, what your shop put in and what they recommend, and, you know, put some kind of reminder on just to check.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
so I think it's good, you know, the shops that will take the opportunity to build those relationships and take time to field those questions or even run some ladies events, I think is brilliant, because it creates that space of learning and fun and getting curious. Some shops will even go as far as putting on like a little mini clinic, you know, or another one that I know of recently, they even did, I'm coming. They even did a night on like nutrition.
Yeah.
They did another night on like, you know, what things you wear, what do you put in your pack? Anyway, all kinds of little tidbits that is helpful information, and it spreads the stoke.
Yeah. So I'll give you a helpful tidbit on that, Rocky. Downshift it like you would a regular bike.
Oh,
Don't rely on the power.
okay,
Downshift it and spin,
okay. Whew.
and it's really going to give you the assistance then.
Okay,
If you fight through it, it backs off, and then it's leaving you to do all the work
oh yeah.
on a 53-pound bike.
Yeah, I think I could have done that differently.
But
I was probably 2 gears too high.
props to you for like making it happen. Yeah, people think e-bikes are just easy.
Oh, you still got to put some work in.
You still do. Yeah.
Oh, and
they're
for the
still-
record, is this, I believe this is a class 1 e-bike?
They are class 1, yeah. So That's the only thing that's allowed on any of the trail networks, whether it's the Heritage Trail, Ramba, Copper Harbor, NTN, any of the trail networks around here allow only a Class 1.
Okay.
Class 1 is assists up to 20 miles an hour with no throttle control at all.
Right on.
Disconnecting the throttle does not make it a Class 1. Removing it completely does.
Okay.
So that's one of the things. We as a shop have taken a stance that we won't sell any Class 2
Right.
bikes. And not that I have anything against them. I've said this in other ridecasts. It's if you're riding on 2-track or you're on areas that allow motorcycles, dirt bikes, 4-wheelers, ATVs, or you're using it around the streets of your neighborhood to commute and it's getting you to work, cool.
Yeah.
Do it. Love it. Nothing wrong with that. Please don't take them on any of the trail networks that don't allow them.
Yes.
That would be the only thing.
Right.
So, yes.
Oh, are we in the way of these guys?
No, because we're on e-bikes. We'll just pick it up a smidge.
Okay.
So that's the MCIC group. That's they raced in the Wisconsin NICA series, and in fact have been winning it from a Marquette team standpoint and some individuals. So, now a good question for you.
They're coming right too.
Yep, that's okay.
Okay, all right.
Keep on keeping on.
Okay.
What got you into riding?
I started out riding as a very young person on a little BMX bike around the neighborhood.
Okay.
My first job was delivering newspapers on the bicycle so I could buy more bike parts.
Okay.
No joke. And I've been doing it and riding ever since. So I don't know, that was probably, I don't know, age 6 or 7 maybe.
Okay.
And I'm 53 now.
How old are you now?
53.
53, okay. So we're fairly close, I'm 48. So what is it about mountain biking that you fell in love with?
Being in the woods, getting out of the office, facing challenging things that could appear scary.
Yeah.
And like having groups of friends to ride with that we push each other to keep trying more difficult things.
Yeah.
Or become more efficient.
So, if you're having, because mountain bikes is still your job though, right?
It is. Yeah, I coach full time.
Right.
Yep.
So, what I find really interesting is there's a number of people who can do a job, enjoy their job, but it's not usually their stress relief or relaxation either.
Right.
So, why do you think you're able to do it for a job, but it's still your fun, your stress relief, your unplugging?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say what I love about it is the transformations I can make with other people. That's what makes me tick. When I can help them make progress on their goals.
Yep.
And watch those faces light up, that's everything. For myself, when I'm off duty, I want to work on my own riding and continue doing the things that I'm working with them, even from stability and balance.
Yeah.
And just, I always have things to learn and can always work for more consistency, doing it correctly, and getting comfortable. And just say cornering, for example, I like to describe this as a cornering continuum. I'm always trying to work on getting more efficient in the cornering, more angulation, more speed.
Okay.
You know, what could be done better?
Yeah.
You know, and that's what keeps me going. It's just, I'm kind of a continuous improvement. I'm a nerdy Lean Six Sigma engineer that I just believe we can always be better from one day to the next.
Okay.
And I want to work on the mental game as well as make it happen on the bike, on the trail.
So for you, it's not so much just like, so for me, and this is where I like, it's interesting to get other people's, you know, motivations and reasons. For me, though bikes are still my job,
Yep.
when I go out and ride, I'm focusing on that up ahead,
Yep.
my body position,
Yep.
whether I'm climbing, descending, doing technical features. My mind is busy constantly
Yes.
with things that don't stress me out.
Right.
So whether it's just a simple ride at a low heart rate with a friend or a family member, or I'm actually pushing hard to try to work through something, little bridge to go up if you're okay with that.
Okay.
Otherwise there is a ride around, but. So now there's two paths off of this, an easier one and a little harder one, but it's not hard.
Okay.
It just steps down a little roll. Not hard at all.
Okay.
So to hear that, like, for you, it's like that self-improvement and doing, you know, the progression, and that's what keeps you like still loving this.
Oh, absolutely. Because there's always something to learn or something to work on.
Yeah.
To refine. And I feel any good teacher needs to still keep learning to become even a better teacher and stay current and stay fresh, because it keeps us closer connected with anyone we have the pleasure of working with.
For sure.
You never know it all.
No, and if you think you do, you better stop.
Yeah, find a new job. Right? Yeah, 100%. So yeah, I love, if I ever have a chance that I regularly travel the country and I work on my ski and my bike and snowboard credentials. One of the reasons I work at Park City Mountain is because I can get all the free training. And I take it up all the time just to keep learning, or hit a tip from another instructor about a technique that can help guests make a transformation, you know, or increase that rapport and trust with them. When you have that relationship, now you're creating a space to help them grow.
Makes sense.
And you're not otherwise going to get that unless you have that relationship. So I think it's important. You know, the human side I think is almost more important than the technical side. I mean, obviously you have to know how to ride, but to be able to connect with people.
Right. All right, 2 short, chunky climbs.
Okay?
Eyes forward, keep those legs turning, look past the crest of the hill and you'll make it.
Oh.
Almost.
Almost. All good.
So where would you say are some of your favorite places that you've coached?
Oh gosh, there's so many good ones. Well, one is definitely Pine Mountain and Iron Mountain, Michigan.
Okay.
Why? Because I love teaching gravity, and they have a wonderful space with safe progressions for green to blue to black, double black terrain. with a lot of variety.
Yep.
It doesn't get busy and allows people to get those wins.
Doesn't get busy yet.
Yet. That's a good, fair assessment. Another place in the Midwest,
cool,
right? Another place I really like to teach and ride is Giants Ridge in Minnesota.
Yep.
Pretty far north.
Yep.
Similarly, I think it's a well-built bike park. What I really love is high-speed lift service.
So more
and nice facilities, you know, it's quiet. I do enjoy Spirit, but it does get very busy and intimidating on the trails for teaching and learning.
Okay. Would you say Spirit is a little more rugged than
Oh, for sure.
Giants Ridge? Okay.
Yeah, rugged and busy.
Gotcha.
You know, bigger population.
Yes.
Yep. But I've heard recently they've made some changes and added some more terrain. So I'd love to get there and check it out. I'm going to be in that area next weekend.
Yeah.
If I can get time, I'd like to check out Spirit, but I'm going to spend 2 days at Giants for some private work.
Nice. So you can see the local...
What'd you say?
You can see the local MCIC kids practicing right next to us.
Oh, right on. What does MCI stand for?
That is the Marquette County Interscholastic Cycling.
Okay.
Izzy was on the MCIC team. They race against the NICA kids in Wisconsin.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
My favorite place to fun ride would probably be Trestle in Winter Park, Colorado.
Okay.
And Big Sky, Montana.
Oh, Big Sky. Yeah,
Yep.
My family and I were just there. We didn't get to do the bike park because they didn't have the easy runs open.
Oh.
And only 2 of us would be willing to go do the moderate to hard.
Oh, yeah. It's a nice park. And boy, that 8-person chairlift sure gets you up there in a hurry.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Actually, I think there's 2 of them now.
Well, they're building the second one. That's why all the greens were closed.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, we're gonna have a short, punchy climb. So downshift, drop those elbows and look forward. Okay, now we get a nice, fun, chunky descent.
Okay.
Okay, so this next section, we're gonna have a little rock. It's a step down. It's totally rollable.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the farther left line.
Okay.
And jump off of it.
Okay.
Go middle. It's just a roll.
Okay.
Then you're gonna have a couple of options for a rock roll.
Okay.
There's a small one
Okay.
to the right, or there's a bigger one where you got to go up a chunky entrance, almost a 90-degree right.
Okay.
Down.
Okay.
Very doable. So I'll leave it to you if you decide you're going to do the roll or if you're going to
Sounds good.
do the little roll or the big roll.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh my goodness, this thing is fun. All this stuff. Whee! You know, I've been running this thing 29er front and back, and I do like it better from a trail riding standpoint, but stuff like that where I can just pop the back end around, small experience. Well, Coach Brenda,
Yeah.
which line did you take?
I took the middle line.
Nice.
That was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good time.
Decided to use good judgment,
Good judgment is good.
right?
So because we're concentrating on the women population, what would you say to women wanting to get into riding or that have started but just don't really feel comfortable yet? They're really nervous or scared while on basic single track. What are some very simple tips that you would tell them to do to make their riding experience easier?
Yeah, that's a great question. First things first, I would say, strength training really helps. So doing some kind of regular strength training, even if it's just body weight, getting used to that. And of course, you know, I'm not a certified person to create programs, but anybody that would want to get a hold of me, I could point them in the right direction if they don't have somebody or a personal trainer. Another thing, if they have never attended a fundamentals or foundations clinic, that would be the first place to start.
Okay.
Really focusing on what I would call, these are the components from the PIMBA model or Global Syndicate that I think are really important. Starting out with stability and balance, which can mean a bunch of things, starting with like basic foot position, keeping eyes up, the vertical plane of ready position, adding the hinge, bike body separation, all that kind of good stuff. After that, getting into operation of controls. You know, how to brake, how to shift, when to shift, why shift, what's the right gear for the right situation. After that, take a look at trail vision, terrain scanning, and good judgment. You know, lining us up to be able to, that got a little spicy. Wow. I took that same line you did. That was a little tight. Anyway, after terrain scanning, next would be direction control. All things cornering. The cornering continuum. And the pieces I like to talk about in cornering is speed control, vision through the corner with head snap, bike body separation and spear the fish, hip rotation, low and twist.
So that's one of the things I talk about to people when you're cornering is if you point your knees or your hips in the direction you want to go,
you got it.
You're gonna corner so much better.
You got it.
If you're standing up on a downhill, you're not gonna feel confident. So we need to drop, get our knees and elbows out. And when you think you're low enough, go lower.
You got it.
Because you think you're low enough, but if we showed you a video, you can go a whole lot lower. Oh boy, I better not catch any of you.
So then after cornering, the next one I'd talk about is pressure control and how important it is on a bike based on stability and balance that we isolate our joints. And we think about being centered and stacked and actively
you take your time
keeping muscle tension in our ankles, our knees, our hips, everything else with active muscle tension so we can remain connected with our bike. And that's when we get into the pressure dial.
So
add pressure or push pressure in, and that allows us to start to transition to having a partnership to be one with our bike. Also works great when we start to get in the air.
So if somebody can't get to one of those clinics for a little while, let's talk about 2 trail tips. Like they're out riding right now. What do you want them to do to make their ride easier?
You got it. So 2 quick tips anybody could do if you haven't been to a clinic, can't get to a clinic, or it doesn't fit your budget. Do this. Think about wide elbows, chicken wings, eyes up to where you want to go.
And this is on descents? Or
as much as possible. As much as possible, even pedaling. And if you have a dropper post, get comfortable putting the dropper post down and out of the way most of the time, unless you're actively pedaling.
So one of my favorite is just look where you want to go.
And heavy in the feet, you know, the majority of your body weight into your feet. And if it's descending, drop the heels. You know, the right foot position, the right balance will allow equally getting weight to both front and rear tire to keep us safe without overloading that front end.
Absolutely.
That's it.
All right, cool. Let's go catch these kids. This
All
is
right.
a fast, ripping downhill with some rocky chunk. Nothing big, just loose.
Okay. That was fun. Hey, just want to get back to you on that piece about under that PIMBA and Global Syndicate model, the last thing after pressure control is timing and coordination. Why is that so important? Because it's the icing on the cake that helps us get more consistent and building our confidence, working everything from the foundation up to getting more consistent, doing some things such as maneuvers or timing for jumping or drops. So everything else kind of builds up towards that, and it comes over time. But I like to say when people are working on something, as long as the form is good, everything else will continue to come with good practice. So that's it.
And that's the consistency of those 3 C's that you mentioned a while ago.
You got it.
Practice. I have a saying. Well, so there's a popular saying, a well-known saying that says practice makes perfect, right? But the reality is we're never gonna be perfect.
But we'll make progress.
But we'll make progress.
Right.
So that's exactly it. That's the saying I like, is practice makes progress.
Yes.
Versus practice makes perfect. We don't need to strive for perfection, but we strive for that keyword progress that we've talked about a few times.
Right. One more thing I really like to build in clinics, and I especially use a lot in private sessions, is taking video and doing that movement analysis. I think it's really valuable, and those things are given, you know, to people that we work with. Lots of coaches do this. I do this for skiing as well. But I also tell them that, hey, you know, now that you've done this and you know what it looks like, you know what it feels like, you can set up the camera for yourself or have somebody video you. And I always joke around and I say, but the person videoing you doesn't need to say anything. They can just keep quiet and just share it with you and say, I got this. And the question I ask is, what do you see?
Yes.
And they can self-assess with that visual of what's going on.
Yep. And we can watch other people do things and it does not necessarily translate to us being able to do it.
Right.
But if we watch ourselves doing something, we know, as long as we have good spatial awareness with our body, we know what we can correct in our own, you know, ourselves to give us that correction, you know, to make that movement better.
Yes.
So
anyway, I like to encourage people that, especially if they come to a session, and oftentimes, like even Monday, I had 2 different groups in the Minneapolis area. They met people for the first time that they live in the same community. And I'm like, hey, you know, exchange numbers, go ride with each other, keep doing this, you know, and video each other. And it's just awesome. Yeah. To create that fellowship in multiple communities.
For sure.
Because I certainly can't be everywhere on every night to be there, but I love how they can just continue to spread the stoke and keep it going.
Right. And a lot of times for me, because I am not the type that is like, hey, I'm doing this to be around other people. that's not to say I don't like riding in groups. I do.
Right, right.
But when I'm doing it for me,
Yeah.
it's not to be around others, it's to give me my peace.
Right.
And so it's so neat that others, we're gonna go right again, really dig that
Yeah.
fellowship side
Oh, yeah.
of things. And I know that's Deb. That's a big one for
Oh, she's so good at
Deb.
it. It might be that one night or that one day that makes their whole week.
But it fills that bucket of happiness.
You got that right.
So as the week goes on and life tries to drain that away,
Yeah.
it starts out full. Oh, hey, I know you.
Hey, guys.
And you. And you.
Hi.
And you. No, I don't. I know you. I don't know you.
Hi, y'all.
I know you.
I'll have a good
know you.
ride. Yeah, thank you. Have fun
But
out
you're
there.
all doing awesome.
Yee-yee.
So, Brenda, have you seen our double staircase?
I think so.
Okay, well, we're gonna go hit it now.
We are?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just 2 little flights of stairs.
Oh, gosh. Okay. That was fun.
So I find it a little easier if you jump them.
I see that.
Yeah, so you just clear a few. Super smooth.
Oh, gosh. Nice. Awesome. That was fun.
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.
So when we talk about progression, we just went the reverse on the stairs of how we progress.
Uh-huh.
There's a single set right there.
Okay.
That's a bigger set, and that's normally where we take people to progress into doing the double set.
Ah, gotcha.
But because that one's a bit intimidating at times, we actually take them up here a little further, and I'll bring you to it, which is a good like intro to riding stairs.
So what's some of your favorite places to ride?
Oh, geez. You know,
You've been around.
I have. Well,
I have used that one in a class.
yeah, it's a
They
good
like
one.
it, yeah. And we had them go up it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, the Margie Gessick goes up it. So.
Oh, right on.
Whoop, right.
Oops. Hello.
Hello. So
Oh, got some.
we're good.
Okay.
It's you guys again.
Yeah.
How has your day been?
Bad.
Oh, that's not bad.
We had a sick rider.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah, they're waiting with their parents back there. So I didn't know that was you guys back there. I heard him say something about the Nike kids. I was like, who the heck is that?
yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys just doing touring around here?
No, we're actually filming one of our ride casts for YouTube. The podcast that we do that talks about riding while we're riding trails. I got that on video, and you're going to be famous. I love it.
Awesome. Well, that's
Yeah.
cool.
But yeah, we're actually talking about the increase in females riding mountain biking and
Yeah.
like getting into it and really loving it. And Millie's a great example
we
of
got
that.
Yeah.
we got them other places here too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Cool.
That's awesome.
All right.
All right.
Mose, you gotta
Well,
get
have
back.
fun, guys.
Okay.
Yeah. Good
Have
luck this
fun.
season.
Cheers.
Yeah, you bet.
So, yeah, my favorite places to ride. It's gonna sound silly, but the reality is right where we are.
I figured that.
Ramba is my number one. It's the way the trails ride, the fact that it's like spaghetti in here, but it allows you to connect so many different trails in so many different ways.
Yeah.
You can ride the same trails, but you're riding them in a different route.
Sure.
Backwards, forwards. You're connecting trails that normally people don't connect. And there's so many with 80 miles of single track around here.
Wow.
There's so many places to hit that you can't get bored.
Yeah.
And it keeps you on your toes. I've ridden those stairs, I don't know how many hundreds of times, but I love it every time.
Yeah.
There's sections of trail, the panorama chute. It's a steep drop through as an A-line. And the first time I come up to it, every year I get nervous.
Oh, yeah.
Every year. But I've ridden it a bunch. So, you know, it's interesting. It keeps me alive and riding. And
Yeah.
it's funny because while I have a Strava account, but it's private.
Uh-huh.
So people can't see my rides, they can't find me, generally speaking. But last year when Strava gave me my updates, my numbers, my number one place ridden for the year was Ishpeming.
Yeah.
My number two place was Nagani.
Oh, sure.
Those are the two towns around Ramba. My number three place was Brown County, Indiana.
Oh, sure.
And I only go there twice a year for a week each time. So that will tell you, out of the, I don't know, last year was a little low, a little around 2,500, 2,800, I don't totally remember,
Yeah.
miles, that most of it was in Ramba.
That's impressive.
Nice new section of bridge right there.
That's fun. I've never been on that either.
There we go, see? 80 miles. You've done clinics out here, but with 80 miles of single track,
That's so fun.
there's so much to experience. But
Wow.
now, while I will say Ramba's my favorite place to ride, there are some rides across the country that have really stood out to me. South Boundary
Yeah.
in Taos,
Okay, never been.
Osberg's Ridge in like Ketchum Sun Valley area.
Okay.
Then there was the Mackenzie River Trail in Oregon, where you ride past these blue pools that are made from in some ancient bacteria type of thing. These pools are just blue as can be.
Huh.
The river goes underground and disappears for a little while, then pops up into this really big pool of blue. I'll show it to you later.
Dang.
But like that one, even though we had like well above average temperatures, it was 94 degrees and a 27-mile ride. It was hard. It was, you know, people were getting close to dehydrating until we found a water source.
Yeah.
Like that one stuck out as to one I would love to go do again.
Oh.
So there's a number of really cool trips. Downeyville, riding like this long descent into Downeyville. It was great. Bangtail Divide by Bozeman, Montana.
Okay.
22 miles. It's a climb up a mountain and then across it and descending.
Oh, fun.
And like that type of riding to me, those bigger backcountry rides,
Yeah.
that's what I really thrive on. I actually get bored at bike parks.
Sure.
Like, unless there's like big chunky downhills,
Right.
berms, tabletops, not my thing. I get bored.
Huh.
I'm good for like 3 to 4 runs. And then after that, my brain is like, oh, let's find some trail to ride.
Got it.
So even when I do these fun annual trips with my buddies,
Yeah.
if there's 2 bike park days scheduled, I do one and I fly fish on the other one.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, I drop them off. They go do their park day and I go stand in the river trying to catch trout.
That doesn't sound awful either.
No, it's pretty good.
No.
But yeah, so, I mean, I think the thing that drew me personally to riding, I do like the challenges of like technical climbing. I like to go fast on technical, chunky descents,
Right.
but it's ultimately about freedom. Freedom from my world's stresses.
Yes. Amen.
You know, it's a reset. I can have a stressful day, whether it's personal or business related, but I go for a ride and it's all better.
Yes.
It gives me clarity to think and allows me to solve the problems that may have come up during the day without having to think them through.
Right.
Like a solution presents itself.
Yes.
A little loose, rocky descent.
Okay. I think I've ridden that before. That was fun.
Yeah,
We had people trying to climb it, and that was hard.
yeah, that one is actually, it's a fun climb because you get a little bit gassed getting to that rock, but people try to go to the left or right of it.
Yeah.
The best path is straight up and over it because all you have to do is get your rear wheel up over the little lip.
Yeah.
And then it's basically a ramp going up.
Okay.
So, yeah. That's one of those like progression things for people who are really trying to get better at technical climbing. Mm-hmm. If they can get that one, they're doing really well.
That's legit. I really like how you picked on that point of, it's the freedom, and I guess I use biking the same way, or have for a long time, when I might have a situation, personally or professionally, that got me pretty worked up.
Yeah.
I've started to not respond to that thing till I can go for a bike ride.
Yes.
And if it's really bad, I'll do a bike ride, sleep on it, and another bike ride. And usually in that time frame, a solution comes to mind on what feels right.
Yeah, reacting.
And I'll move forward, but I don't react. I take that, put myself in that healthy environment.
Yep.
And yeah, it's really a powerful tool and kind of becomes a blessing.
Yeah, so what I learned a long time ago, and I was pretty fortunate to learn this probably when I was about 13 years old. I have a mom who was a youth psych nurse. Mm-hmm. Is anger is never our first emotion.
Right.
So it's a reaction to an emotion, and an emotion that we're not comfortable with. But if we're emotionally intelligent, we can recognize this before anger sets in, and we can process. So giving yourself that time, that bike ride, will allow us to not react emotionally, but to process things. And it's just better for everybody all around.
Oh, you got that right.
Biking could solve the world's problems.
Right, we need more bike time. And if you need a bike, go to West End and Ishpeming. We have some inventory to move.
Yes.
And pretty darn good service too.
Well, thank you. we
It's true.
Well, we try. Like I mean, I don't know that we try, right? Because to me, when you say I really try hard, it's not coming natural. Right or up?
Hello. But you know what, Spencer? I like to think about it like the 3 C's. I've known about your shop and in your, from learning from Deb, how much she trusts coming to you and has suggested we partner with you for our clinics.
Yeah.
But it was the 3 C's. Because of that comfort level and being consistent, and you've been consistent in how you've shown support for us doing, clinics and building the community. And I felt comfortable, and in addition to that, I think how you operate your business and are part of the community, I think it's a correct way of practicing doing business with integrity.
So
so that's what speaks to me, and I've been so fortunate. For most of the years, I have a local bike shop in Wausau that I had worked with, Rib Mountain Cycles, and I still do.
Yep.
And they've been so good to me and so good to the community. And I think it's building those relationships and knowing that those shops are committed and are sustainable really makes a big difference.
It really does, and it's one of the things that you touched on a while ago, and I wanted to bring up. It's people looking to be treated well when they go into a shop.
Right.
And that doesn't mean that you're rolling out the red carpet and bringing them champagne. It's not that treated well. It's treated with respect.
Yes.
It's treated, if you're a novice, it's treated like you're somebody who wants to learn, not an idiot coming in.
And you know what? That person might be getting excited about biking for the first time because maybe one of their friends does.
Yep.
And they grab something. They might buy something on Facebook Marketplace and think it's a great deal or it fits their budget, but they just want to ride.
Yep.
It may not be the perfect bike, but it's a start.
Right.
But then they bring it in because something isn't working, like say it's not shifting or it has a flat tire and they don't know how to fix it, but like meeting people where they're at and taking them further consistently is, I think, the magic ticket.
Well, and that's just it. You want to, somebody comes in and they're excited about their Facebook Marketplace thing, you share that excitement with them. It doesn't
exactly.
matter. Like, yes, I would love it if more people than not bought stuff from the shop. The reality is, I'm not going to sell everybody everything.
Right.
And I don't need to. And honestly, I don't want to. I think it would be really sad if there was one monster shop that everybody just had to go to.
Right.
Because each shop has their own identities.
You got it.
Their own personalities. And we attach ourselves to the personalities of the shops. And that's what usually hooks us on product. There's times we research a product and we see this is the shop that carries it, so we go there for sure.
Yep.
But it's really our experiences with those shops and how those personalities, the shop's personality fits ours.
Yep.
So I don't want everybody to come and buy everything from us.
Right.
I want all of our local shops to do well. I don't care if we're the best one or the worst one as long as we're doing well. Mm-hmm.
And we're doing it right,
Right. There was a nice saying that a gentleman I've known from a past work environment. This guy was born wealthy. When I say wealthy, I mean billions. He said to me, if you do it right, the money will come.
Yeah.
And let's face it, business is about sustainability and making money.
Right.
We can't do it as a nonprofit, right? Like, it doesn't work. And bike shops don't make a lot of money, especially in smaller areas.
Right.
So that advice of just doing it right, again, as long as we're doing well, I don't care if we're number 1 or number 6 out of the shops from an overall sales standpoint. As long as the people we're interacting with love coming there.
You got it.
And that's one of those really important things for us, is that no matter who you are, if you're coming in on a bike or for a bike, or you brought one in for service, I don't care if it's a 30-year-old Trek, 30-year-old Specialized, and you want it fixed up, that's cool. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So we're getting close to the end of our ride. Time goes by pretty quick.
Yeah, and it's been a lot of fun.
It has been a lot of fun. Any closing thoughts on women in mountain biking, where you see it going, what you're most proud of seeing?
Yeah, okay, I got it. I would say, you know, to all you ladies out there, first and foremost, yes, you can. You know, oftentimes the biggest challenge we have is between our own two ears. So believing in ourselves and being courageous enough to try is usually what is the huge motivator, you know, going that far. And you know, if you can find a way to get to a clinic or some group thing, even if it's just a ride to get to and start to experience it, thinking about those eyes up, heavy in the feet, and you know, that terrain scanning by looking a little bit between what's right in front of you and a little further forward, just to have a little more trail vision, right? I mean, we can start to do some pretty amazing things. You know, so much is possible. So if there's 3 key words that I tell people, if they can't remember everything else we talked about tonight, believe in yourself, find your balance, and that can mean a number of things, and keep your eyes up to where you want to go. And
that's great advice. I love that you said it right through that section of trail, because that's one, if you're looking right down, all those rocks feel like they're just getting in your way.
I didn't even see the rocks.
and I've coached, you know, our Devo team through that a number of times, because I will find that they will slow down through that section.
Oh, okay.
Drastically.
Yeah.
But when you look up, you can see a clear path through those rocks. And you brought it up right when we were going through there. That was
how about that?
It was fantastic. But like the confidence thing.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of gals that are pretty dear to me that I spend time riding with. And I've told them both the same thing recently.
Yeah.
They have above average riding capability and skill.
Yeah.
But below average self-confidence.
Sure.
And that's the thing, because I will watch these two when they're on, they are on. And they are near unstoppable. They will ride anything and they will just absolutely crush it.
Isn't that glorious?
Yes. And the fact that they're finding that more consistently is a big help. But when they're off, I gotta tell you, it's like they've never ridden a bike before.
And you know what? It might just be like, gosh, we're just distracted for a minute or caught in our head about something else that is completely unrelated.
The whole ride.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
okay.
It's very interesting. We're finishing this one off a little different than any of the other ones. Oh, hey, I found a stick. With me not being smart and forgetting to take an extra battery along with, we died towards the end.
Not a big deal.
But yeah, so we were talking about just final thoughts on women in riding, and what are your closing thoughts there?
Yeah, my closing thoughts would be just get out there. Yes, you can. Start getting curious. Yeah. Right. Find a local ride group that you can ride with, or just a friend, and ride. Take a clinic if they can, and if they can't, you know, just try to think of some of those key things, like keep your eyes up, look into where you want to go. Yeah. Work on your balance. Heavy weight in the feet. You know, chicken wings. Not so much weight on the handlebars, and continue to just have a good attitude. Be willing to learn. Be willing to try.
Yeah. So if there's somebody looking to get into it, what, you know, a lot of the questions are gear. Like, what do they need?
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah, a helmet for starters. Yep. You know, you won't see me on a bike without a helmet ever. It's just important. Another thing that is helpful, only if the budget can support it, is some good bike shoes would really help. And when I say good, I mean you can get a pair of decent flat bike shoes for $50 to $100.
Yep.
There's
a
a lot of
times
sales,
you can find them on sale.
and they just make a big difference.
They do.
They're comfortable, and they give good balance, and they look cool.
Yeah.
So those would be the initial things. The other thing I would say that's important for riding is some eye protection of some type.
Yep.
And if you don't want to spend a ton of money on really fancy glasses to start with, I have many a times ridden with just clear safety glasses.
Yeah.
Just to have something to avoid, sticks and
They're not
soot.
always the most comfortable or ventilate, but they'll get the job done.
They will.
One of the brands we carry is Tifosi.
Yeah.
They have $25 glasses that work great.
And that's fantastic.
Yeah, so
but covering the eyes is important.
Very.
Because things happen, and yeah.
And then bike. Bike can be kind of important, but you don't need to go spend thousands and thousands of dollars. If you can find a used hardtail, preferably something with a air suspension fork versus a spring suspension fork, great way to start.
Absolutely. And I'd love to tell people this happens all the time at clinics. Someone will come in with the bike he or she had, and I said, that's great. Ride that bike and keep enjoying it until you outgrow it and your budget may support something else. That's great, but ride what we have and get those hours in, and I like to say earn those smiles per hour.
There you go. Earn the smiles per hour.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. So anything else? Or did we kind of nail it, I think?
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity, Spencer. It was a
thanks for
fun
coming.
ride tonight. Thanks for what you do for the bike community and allowing For the Love of Bikes to chime in. We're passionate and share many goals, building a stronger bike community. So thanks again.
Yeah, you're
And,
welcome.
yeah,
Thanks for coming.
appreciate
You
it.
made a 4-hour drive to get here, so
Well worth it.
yeah, well, good. We got some work done on the bike too. Needed
Thank
new
you.
brake pads.
Appreciate
But
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, thanks for coming. It was a blast to have you out there and show you some of the trails that you haven't been on, and to hear your experiences going through some of that stuff. That was a lot of fun. So thank you so much for making the drive up here, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot more of each other in the future.
Sounds like a plan.
So that's the close of this Ridecast. Thanks for watching. We're on YouTube and Spotify. So yeah, thanks.
Thank you. And we are fortheloveofbikes.com as well.
There you go, fortheloveofbikes.com. Check out their clinics. Fantastic stuff to learn, fantastic people doing the coaching, and I'm sure you'll have a good time and you'll learn. So yeah, hit one up. All right, thanks again. See ya.
Thank you. Thanks, Spencer.
Yeah, you're welcome.